temp. I hope you finished those documents for our meeting tomorrow. The CEO is going to be there, so we don't want to dilly-dally on getting everything ready. Hello, Susan. Which documents are you referring to? Susan! A little casual, I must say. Please refer to me as Mrs. Stevenson. Are you telling me you're not aware of the documents for the meeting? I sent an email about it last week. Don't tell me you haven't been checking your emails. This job isn't something you can just roll out of bed and do. Please don't make light of it. I don't believe that I received an email about those certain documents, and I'm certainly not making light of this job. I checked with Jack, and he said that the documents hadn't been prepared yet, so I offered to get them ready myself. Did you originally want me to do that task? That's clear, isn't it? If you checked your email, you would have seen my direct order to take care of that task. Then you wouldn't have to bother Mr. Thompson with your trivial questions. Anyway, try to be more on the ball next time. Honestly, Mrs. Stevenson, I did not receive the email. If I did, I would have started on it right away. Are you implying that I'm not telling the truth? That's some gall coming from a temp like you. You know, I'm the one who decides whether you get your next contract or not, right? May I ask when you sent that email? You shouldn't ignore my question, young lady. Ah, okay, I understand. I emailed you about it last Monday. I also left a note on your desk about it this morning. I'm guessing you didn't see that either? I guess I didn't see the note nor the email. I do apologize. However, I went ahead and finished the documents, so they're all ready for tomorrow's meeting. I've got it covered. So, you're just disregarding the fact that you ignored my orders. As a temp, it's not smart to bypass your superiors like that. Doing so will make you seem quite arrogant and won't bode well for your future at the company. I'm doing you a favor by telling you this. Trust me, the faster you change your cocky attitude, the better you'll adjust to the office environment. That wasn't the case at all, Mrs. Stevenson. I apologize if you misunderstood. I was only trying to let you know that I completed the tasks that you were referring to. Times like these, I wonder if hiring temp staff is really a viable option. They really are slow sometimes. Full-time employees do a much better job of staying in the loop of these sort of things. I guess the higher-ups wanted to cut costs by hiring more temp staff, so here we are, I guess. Well, I think there are a lot of temp staff who do a great job. They're an important part of any company, in my humble opinion. I'm actually not a temp myself, but I do see their tremendous value. You're not a temp yourself. Don't tell me you're just saying that to avoid punishment for your mistake. You know you should be upfront with these things, right? I'm being honest. I'm actually a full-time staff member. What? You just started, right? All the new staff right now are temporary. There's no use trying to cover up the fact. What's your name again? Claire. Well, Claire, I am your boss, so it's part of my job to know who each person is that works under me, including all the temps. I'm getting a bit tired of the back talk, to be honest. There must be some kind of confusion. I must insist I really am a full-time employee. If you're my boss, it's a bit strange that you don't know my actual position. Mrs. Stevenson, you don't have access to personnel information, do you? Are you accusing me of lying? You've got to watch your mouth, young lady. Not at all. Today is actually my first day. I didn't want to step on any toes, so I went ahead and made the documents. I know that you're the one who's responsible for all the meeting materials, so I apologize for not checking with you earlier. Really? So it's your first day and you're already trying to directly disobey your work responsibilities. In what way? I was just trying to help. Are you still at the office? I'm actually just getting ready to head home for the day. Why? Stay there. Unless I explain this in person, there's no way you're going to learn. Are you talking about right now? You should know I'm not a woman who's just gonna sit back and take abuse from a new employee, much less a temp. Wait there, I'm coming now. I was just about to go home, but I guess I could stay a little longer. This is more important than going home early. As your boss, you need to listen to what I have to say. Young women like you come into the company and think they can charm their way to the top? That's something I really can't stand. You're in need of a reality check. Claire, wait right there in the staff room. Okay, I guess I'll wait here.
How was your first day at the office, hun? You must be tired. Put your feet up and rest. Tomorrow's looking like it's gonna be busy.
Oh, hey Dad. I'm still at the office actually. I'm just waiting for Mrs. Stevenson. She said she wanted to talk to me.
Who? Susan?
Yeah, she told me to call her by her last name though.
Is that right? And she's asked you to stay late on your first day. Are you serious? What could that be about?
She asked me to stay, so I thought it's best to listen to her, seeing as she's my boss. Who knows, it could be a good chance to learn about the company. She's a bit bristly though.
Yeah, she can be a bit rough around the edges, especially with the other women. I've personally never had a problem with her, but asking you to stay late on your first day, there's only so much that you can do, isn't there? It can't be any important project or anything.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Anyways, I'm just waiting for her now. She's gonna talk to me about something or other. Hopefully everything goes fine. I don't want to make a bad impression, especially on my first day.
It does seem a bit strange for Susan to directly ask you to stay late. She mostly oversees the temp staff. Honestly, we've had some bad feedback from previous temps in the past about her. I'll look into it and let you know.
Don't worry too much about it, Dad. I'll be fine. If I'm gonna work here, I have to do things for myself. I can't be just asking favors from the CEO all the time.
Well, honey, me being the CEO is the reason you got hired into this company. It's only natural that I make sure that my little girl is treated fairly.
Yeah, don't worry, Dad. I'll be fine, really.
Well, just don't stay too late. If she keeps you past 9 p.m., I'll send a car to pick you up, okay?
It's all right. I'll take the subway home. It'll still be running, don't worry. Thanks, though. I'm at the hospital. Why did you have to do that?
Hospital? Wouldn't you say going to the hospital is a bit of an overreaction given what happened? Be considerate and don't waste the doctor's time. Grow a backbone while you're at it.
I don't think this is about overreacting or anything like that.
Going to the hospital for a slap on the cheek? I'd say that's an overreaction. Taking a little punishment is just part of being a temp. This stuff happens, darling. Nothing out of the ordinary. Best get used to it. This company takes a Spartan approach to building the toughest, most durable employees. It'll do you good in the long run.
What are you talking about? I'm not a temp. Today was my first day as an employee of this company, and you lectured me and struck me 30 times in the face. That's why I'm in the hospital now. I'm asking you, why did you do that?
You're making light of the way things go at the company. I needed to teach you a lesson on how to communicate with your superiors.
Teach a lesson by slapping someone? How's that supposed to instill anything in an employee? The only thing it instills is a negative impression of the company. Besides, I've never heard of a Spartan company where superiors wail on their employees. Like, what the hell? Seriously.
Well, Claire, I know you're a bit green to this whole business world, but you gotta understand that there's a food chain to all of this. I am the big fish. You're the small fish. If you're lucky, you might grow into a big fish someday. But before that happens, you have to respect those above you. You've got a long way to go, and I'm not sure if you've got a shot, but don't get angry at me for trying to help you.
Trying to help me? I would appreciate it if you didn't try to sugarcoat what happened. Any type of rationalization that this is good for employees is just backwards.
Watch how you talk to me, young lady. Did you not learn from what just happened? And to go to the hospital after that. The hospital, come on. Working here is not going to be an easy ride for someone as mentally weak as you. All I'm saying is you should get used to it now, or this is going to keep happening again and again.
You're being unreasonable. I think this has been a huge misunderstanding. I really don't know how it came to this.
The only misunderstanding is you going to the hospital after a little tap on the face. Like, seriously, you've got to toughen up. The business world is dog eat dog, and without the proper mindset, you won't get very far, trust me. All this from a temp. A temp calling me, the head of online sales, unreasonable. You're really pushing it. I've got to actually tell you something. What now?
I'm not a temp, as I've been telling you. My father is the CEO of this company. He's heading over to the hospital as we speak.
Your father is the CEO. Oh, good one. And I'm the president's girlfriend.
Mrs. Stevenson, I know that you may think that I'm joking, but now might be a good time to start really paying close attention. I'll even use easy words so that you can understand clearly. My father is Joel Davis. I am Claire Davis. He is my father. He's the CEO of this company. You got it?
You're Joel Davis's daughter. No, really.
It seems like you do know who my father is. We share the same last name, so I'm surprised you didn't put two and two together sooner. I actually joined this company as a regular employee in order to learn about the IT sales industry. See, there's a chance that if I do well, I might be able to move into a managerial role. However, it was quite a shock to find out there are some irregularities in the company.
Irregularities?
For instance, the Spartan training that you mentioned to toughen up new employees. I didn't hear any other managers from different departments mentioning that.
Well, that's just my style, I guess.
Yes, not to mention what went on today. I'm guessing that's something that the other managers would never do. Slapping someone 30 times? A new employee, no less? That's something that would set off a lot of red alerts if the higher-ups found out about it.
You're not going to tell your father about what happened today, right, Claire? It could be our secret, right? I'm sure we could figure out a way to smooth things over between us. You like steak? How about a dinner on me? Luxurious Steakhouse is fantastic. I'll treat you to a dinner. Water under the bridge, right?
Too late, I'm afraid. While I was waiting to see the doctor, I called my father and told him everything. What you did to me? How you toughen up the temp staff by physically assaulting them? Your twisted views on a Spartan-style company? I told him everything.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I went ahead and told Jack as well. Given that he's your boss, I figured he'd be the best one to talk to. He was pretty upset to hear about what happened. More like enraged, I guess.
You told Jack too. You didn't need to go and tell him too. We could have worked this out ourselves, Claire. Besides, if I knew who you really were, I would never have dreamed of talking to you the way I did. If you really were a temp, it would be totally different, right? You understand where I'm coming from, right? It's not like I had any malicious intent or anything like that. I was simply trying to help you succeed in the company.
I believe if you strike someone 30 times in the face, that might be what is referred to as malicious intent. Are you seriously still trying to save face?
I understand too that 30 times might have been a bit much, but you have to understand the position I'm in.
Oh, abusing those lower than you from a position of power?
You should understand as a woman. Making it to the top of this male-dominated business world is more difficult than you could ever imagine. It takes a cutthroat attitude to succeed as a woman. Knowing that, I try to instill that same mindset into other women I meet along the way.
I think that those 2 points are totally unrelated, Susan. It's a real stretch to play the feminism card to rationalize harassment and violence in the office. I think that you're still not understanding the gravity of the situation. This simply cannot happen.
Okay, I admit, this time I was in the wrong. I will apologize. A written apology if you request. That should clear things up, shouldn't it? If I had known that you were the CEO's daughter, I would have never placed a finger on you. You know that, right, Claire?
Miss Davis.
Yes, you understand, right, Miss Davis? If an apology won't suffice, perhaps we could discuss a settlement. Under the table, of course.
It doesn't matter if it was against me or any other temp staff for that matter. Striking another employee is unacceptable under any condition. Also, upon checking with Jack, it seems that this case might be grounds for dismissal based on gross misconduct.
What are you inferring?
You will almost certainly be losing your job. It might be good to start mentally preparing for that.
You're going to fire me for this. Miss Davis, this job is my life. I wake up every morning and read our company's set of beliefs over 20 times in front of the mirror. I live and breathe X Corp. I'm a lifer here. You can't do this to me.
Oh, it won't be me firing you directly. It'll be direct orders from the CEO. Then Jack will probably be the one to contact you. Oops, I probably shouldn't be saying any of this until it's official. Anyways, if you really thought that this job was your life, you probably should have read the employee manual a bit more closely. Nowhere in there does it mention physical abuse or Spartan punishment.
How dare you doubt my commitment to this company? Of course I read the manual. Plenty of times. I made notes in it too. I even shared lots of my ideas with your father. He might not have returned my emails, but it was valid input.
Oh, I wonder why he didn't reply. I should also let you know that I'm going to submit an injury report. Most likely a police investigation will follow that, meaning you might be questioned in the next couple days. Just a fair warning, it's probably better to tell them all the details of what happened. We wouldn't want any discrepancies with my account of the incident.
Police? Are you serious? There is absolutely no need to get the police involved in this. I've never had to deal with this once up until this point. All the other temps took their lesson to heart. They even called me a life changer for them. How about that?
Is that so? Consider yourself lucky up to this point then. However, I did talk to my father about this too. He suggested that it may be a good idea to contact the previous temp staff who trained under you. Depending on the results of that, there could be a class action lawsuit.
Lawsuit? This is crazy. Why are you trying to back me into a corner? You're taking this way too far.
Think of all the temps that you backed into a corner. Even me on my first day? I don't even want to know how many there were before me. Taking this to court would be the just thing to do to make up for all the pain and hurt that you caused them.
What did I do? What proof do you have?
It's only a matter of time before the truth comes out. Your days of harassing, physically abusing, and humiliating subordinates are over, Susan.
This is all just a misunderstanding. It was a way of teaching them. Miss Davis, you saw what I was trying to do, didn't you? It was all to prepare women for the hazardous workplace environment they were heading into.
If you truly read the manual, you'd know that the company has its own policies for reprimanding employees. To no surprise, none of them involve slapping someone in the face. If you truly read and studied the manual, then how come you chose to input your own style of punishment on these helpless new employees?
I've been working at this company for 14 years. I don't deserve to just be laid off like
some temp?
I deserve more respect. I demand to discuss this with HR directly, with my lawyer.
There will be plenty of time for that. In the meantime, I suggest keeping a low profile at home. The police might come by tomorrow, so keep an eye out for them too.
What am I going to do? What do I say to the police? And that trial? Is there really going to be a suit against me?
Yeah, not sure. Good luck with all that. My dad was furious when I told him about what Susan had been up to. He proceeded to call Susan directly to give her the news that she'd been dismissed due to gross misconduct involving temporary staff members. Over the next month, more of the previous temp staff who used to work under her came forward, sharing their stories of abuse and intimidation. The stories combined were enough to make up a class action lawsuit, which would take place in the following year or two depending on the court. Without a job, Susan had no way to pay for legal fees and faced certain jail time given the overwhelming evidence against her. Perhaps some prison time would be a good taste of the Spartan lifestyle that she intimidated others with for so long. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button and subscribe for more content. See you next time!